This week on Chappy's Tiki Bar, I make a Grape Grace for Appies with Chappy by the lake. We got chicken wings and a Pineapple Moscow Mule and best tropical destination stories. Aloha! Welcome to Chappy's Tiki Bar. I'm Chappy and this is Mookie. We got a great show coming up. First up, I'm going to make a cocktail. It's called a Grape Grace, and it's named after Chef Grace from Chef Grace's Place. Now, I recently just did an interview on Chef Grace's YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description down below of my interview on the YouTube channel, Chef Grace's Place. So check out Chef Grace's Place. Give her some love and please subscribe to Chef Grace's Place. And now, in honor of Chef Grace, I'm going to make a cocktail named after her. I call this a Grape Grace. I think it's a highball glass full of ice, and we're gonna fill it halfway up with milk. I know, Mookie, I know, be patient. Mookie doesn't think it's gonna be good, but I've already tried it. It's delicious. So we got a half glass of ice and milk, and then I'm gonna add a ½ ounce of cherry brandy, or just a splash. And then we're gonna do a full ounce of vodka. I have Grey Goose. Make sure you use a good vodka because Chef Grace is classy and we want to use a fancy vodka. This is Grey Goose from France. Mookie's gonna get her goose on. So that's 1 ounce of Grey Goose vodka. And then I have some grape juice. And we're just gonna put that on the top. And that is a Grape Grace. I told you, Mookie, it's delicious. All right, coming up next, we got Appies with Chappy by the lake. Mookie and I are gonna try something a little different. We're gonna steam chicken wings and then we're gonna fry them. And we'll see how that goes. And then after Appies with Chappy by the lake, stay tuned because we got a really good best tropical destination story coming right up. You did good, Mookie. All right. Appies with Chappy by the lake. Thank you very much. Get the hell away from me, Mookie, you little hound dog. Come on now. Alright, so I let my wings air chill just to sort of dry off. And I'm just going to give them a little light dusting of cornstarch. Oops. I got my Dutch oven with a little peanut oil. We'll get that up to about 350 degrees. And that is some crispy brown golden goodness. Aloha, welcome to Appies with Chappy by the lake. So my new technique on chicken wings kind of turned out. And then I got another new thing that I'm doing. I do the sauce on the side to keep the wings crispy. So I just made a sauce with butter, garlic, and hot sauce. I did some Frank's Red Hot. So that's my new thing. In order to keep my wings crispy, I have the sauce on the side. That's my jam. That's the move. All right, so with Appies with Chappy by the lake. We need a beverage, so today I'm going to make a Pineapple Moscow Mule. Where you going, Mookie? Mookie, you got to stay in the shot. All right, so any good Moscow Mule, you need a copper mug. All right, so I got some ice in the copper mug. First off, we'll go a little ginger beer. And then a shot of vodka. Actually, we'll skip the vodka. I have some pineapple flavored rum. And then because it's a Pineapple Moscow Mule, we'll go a little bit of pineapple juice. And then I have some pineapple soda. It looks Mexican. And then I have some fresh lime that I squeezed myself. And then, of course, I have a fresh pineapple garnish, and that is my Pineapple Moscow Mule. Mookie, you're killing me. Mookie's just off camera looking at me disapprovingly. All right, coming up next, we have Best Tropical Destination Stories. Stick around for it. It's a good one. Aloha! I call this segment Best Tropical Destination Stories. If you have any tropical destination stories, send them to Chappy and his Tiki Bar at yahoo.com. So this one comes to us from Slumpy Lizard, and the name of the tropical destination story is called Tropical Illness Trifecta. So here we go with Tropical Illness Trifecta. Day one of a 7-day vacation in the Dominican Republic for three 20-something bachelors started with tequila and orange juice at breakfast at 10 a.m. Even though the resort was all-inclusive, the purely liquid breakfast was void of any solid food. By noon, the three were at the beach taking turns going to the bar and getting beers. At approximately 1:30 p.m., one of the vacationers, let's call him Rayo, had switched his order to double rum and coke and seemed to be making extra trips to the bar in between the completion of his travel mate's drinks. At this particular resort, there was a number of local vendors walking up and down the beach, attempting to make sales to the foreign resort goers. It became apparent that Rayo was not only determined to engage in conversation with each of the vendors as they walked by, but also to make purchases. The timing and consumption of Rayo's purchases are approximate, and these events occurred in the mid-90s. 2:10. A wooden beaded necklace was purchased and is now being worn. 2:15 p.m. One shot of tequila was poured into a shot glass that the vendor was reusing as he walked up and down the beach and was consumed. 2:16 p.m. A second shot of tequila from the same vendor was consumed. 2:25 p.m. After a short conversation with a woman who was braiding women's hair on the beach, Rayo elected to get a small tuft of his chest hair braided. He now has pink and blue beads strung through a small patch of hair on his chest. 2:35 p.m. A third shot of tequila was consumed from the vendor with the dirty glass. 2:40 p.m. Rayo is now sitting on the sand close to the ocean and is approached by a vendor with a bucket of raw oysters. Rayo hands the vendor $5 US, and the vendor pulls out a rusty knife out of his pocket and cuts open the oyster and hands it to Rayo. Rayo sucks it back and indicates with hand gestures that he would like another. 2:45 p.m. Rayo consumes a shot of tequila, which was purchased from the vendor with a dirty shot glass. For a handful of US dollars, The vendor allows Rayo to eat the worm, which was at the bottom of his now empty bottle. It is now just after 3 p.m. and Rayo stands and walks back up the beach in a zigzagging fashion. He drops down beside his travel companions and goes to sleep on a towel that has been spread out on the sand by an unknown beachgoer. The other resort guests in the area seem to show a mixture of concern and repulsion as they quickly move back to what is believed to be a safe distance. Rayo is now face down on the towel and is snoring loudly. At this point, it has become apparent that Rayo has forgotten to apply sunscreen and is starting to burn. One of his travel companions tries to wake him up and hand him a bottle of suntan lotion. Rayo mutters, "F you effing effers," and goes back to sleep. Approximately 3:45 p.m., Rayo's back is completely red and a young woman attempts to reprimand Rayo's travel companions for letting their sleeping friend burn in the sun. One of the travel companions suggests that she attempts to wake him and offer him some sunscreen. To their amusement, a version of the statement that Rayo originally made when he was woken up 30 minutes earlier was slurred. The woman scampered off in disgust. Concern among other guests was growing as most people passed. They expressed some form of disgust or concern. Rayo's travel companions pulled him up off the towel and guided him back to the hotel. At approximately 4:30 p.m., the trifecta of tropical illness was complete as it was apparent that Rayo had severe sunstroke, some form of food poisoning, most likely from the oysters, but could have been from the tequila worm or drinking from the dirty glass, and a mild case of alcohol poisoning. Rayo's backside was scarlet red, and in between violent bouts of diarrhea, Rayo vomited into the toilet, eventually losing his false teeth. Rayo is bedridden for the next 3 days. The story does have a happy ending because on the 5th day of the vacation, Rayo is somehow able to make it back to the beach and get another case of sunstroke and a second bout of alcohol poisoning. However, this time, he was smart enough to stay away from the oysters, and his false teeth have somehow made it back into his mouth. The end. Thank you, Slumpy Lizard, for that tropical destination story called Tropical Illness Trifecta. All right, thanks for watching another edition of Best Tropical Destination Stories. Again, if you have any tropical destination stories, send them to that email address. Thanks for watching another edition of Chappy's Tiki Bar. I'm Chappy, and this is Mookie. We're saying life is hard. That's just the way it goes, but sometimes it goes the other way. What's that, Mookie? Mookie says don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Chappy's Tiki Bar.